Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Redlands. My name is Joe. May I invite you all to be still with me? And let me invite you to close your eyes. Just begin by breathing in deep through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe in deep through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And just repeat that pattern. Just breathe natural. Don't try to control your breathing. Don't try to force it. Just feel the rise and fall. Just relax into this moment. As you feel your breathing grow deeper with every inhalation and every exhalation. Just let your shoulders fall as you exhale. Feel all that tension be dispelled from your body. Every inhalation, see this bright, radiant light fill you up, being sucked into your body, your consciousness. As we exhale, we expel that light that pours from us out into the sanctuary and beyond. As we gather here today in observance of the resurrection of Christ, we observe our own resurrections. As we center in to that Christ light within, see it at the core, at the center of your being. See that light deep within grow and stoke up with every inhalation. Feel it growing and filling you up inside. This divine light, this bright, white, radiant light. It is peace. It is calm. It is joy. And it is love. Just feel it welling up inside you like a balloon. And we exhale all the stress and tension. It flows from us to the nothingness from which it came. If you find yourself having any distracting thoughts, don't resist, just acknowledge them and then return your attention to your breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. As we feel that tension just erode and melt away, starting from our head, flowing down to our face, our neck and shoulders. Just feel the tension melt and evaporate as it descends down to your chest, your belly, your legs, down to your feet, and out. Just feel your breathing grow deeper. Your body growing more relaxed. Just feel and see the light within and all around. That is divine source. As you move, live, have your being within it. As we unify with that divine source, knowing that we are at one with Spirit. Aware in consciousness, we know the Christ light within. we are reborn into this knowing, this awareness, this oneness. With this power, this presence that is grounded in love, peace, beauty, joy. We center in the knowing of this truth. See yourself moving and flowing in this light. As you see yourself absorbing right into it, enfolded in the light, one with this divine spirit, this intelligence, this presence that is all around. It exists everywhere, in every point in space at the same time. We move and we flow within it. We have our being in it. We are reborn in it. We flow within this ocean of light. We flow and move with it like the tide. Ceaseless, ever flowing, ever moving. We know our place within it, right here, right now. And as we move and flow, experience the light within, let us slowly bring our attention back to this present moment, this sanctuary space. Just at your comfort level. Some of you may wish to wiggle your toes, your fingers. As we bring our attention back to this moment, let me invite you to just open, at your ready, your outer eyes. And this concludes our meditation. Thank you.
Good morning. Happy Easter. Morning to all of you online too. We know you're there. We can feel your presence. You can see us, we can't see you. Whether you're here with us in person, virtually, digitally, you're in the right place at the right time. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I am getting a message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 And so is yours. My soul is welcome. Why don't you get up and maybe greet your neighbor? Tell them that they really are welcome here. You can be our official greeting committee. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome. Oh, my soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I'm getting the message loud and clear. Getting the message loud and clear. Getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. And good morning again.
Thank you, Al. Thank you and good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Redlands. My name is Joe Nelson. I'm a practitioner student here. Our center is a spiritual home that is an open and inclusive community, honoring all people from every background, all races, sexual orientations, gender expressions, and spiritual paths. No matter who you are or where you are on your journey of faith, you are always welcome here. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence, and our vision is a world that works for everyone. If you are with us here for the first time today, please raise your hand so we can have our folks come around and offer you some information. Great. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Happy Easter. A gentle reminder to silence your cell phones, please, and place them safely away so you may participate more fully. We are so happy to have you with us for our service today, and we are just so grateful for your presence. And now our centering music performed by Mr. Yankee.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes to see that there is only love, only love, love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. When I lose myself and it seems I've lost my way, I go inside and quiet my mind and hear Spirit gently say that there is only love, only love, love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love, there is only love, only love, love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. That's all there is.
Oh, that's nice and big. Hi, good morning. My name is Reverend Caitlin, and I've chosen a reading today that is extrapolated from a sermon by Reverend Michael Beckwith from Agape. Up in the choir loft, I took notes one day, and this is the kind of stuff that came to me. And it's entitled The Phoenix Process. Egyptians believed that every 500 years, the mythical bird with golden plumage, the phoenix, renewed its quest for its true self. The bird recognized that a new way of living could only be found with the death of a past, life's worn-out habits, defenses, beliefs. According to Egyptian legend, the phoenix built a tower of cinnamon and myrrh, immersed herself in the burning flames, and allowed itself to be burned to death. It transmuted its former physical body and rose from the ashes of its past, renewed of body and mind. Its resurrection revealed a wholly new being, a fusion of what it had been as its former expression of life, coupled with what it had become now. Essentially, the phoenix now inhabited a new body temple, yet its unchanging, divine, spiritual self evermore. Each of us is uniquely a mirror. The legendary phoenix arises from any perceived human experience of difficulty, renewed. As we reclaim our childlike wonder, receptivity, and profound gratitude for all that has preceded our life up until that sacred and transformational moment. Life asks us to die to our past lives while we retain the wisdom that we've gleaned and released any limited recollections of what we think we know or have known before. Life invites us to approach each cycle of rebirth with a beginner's mind, ever the student of the journey that is timeless time, with a renewed exhilaration and enthusiasm for the ever-unfolding opportunity to create anew and manifest God's divine idea of a life well lived. Whew. And so as we rest into this consciousness of renewal, on this, the day that we give reverence to this idea of rising from the supposed death in consciousness, I ask you now to release anything that is an idea around the death of the old that would feel labored or resistant or frightened, and to step out heart first, willing to be made new from the purest place in consciousness, to be renewed, to have the energetic of who we were transmuted and reshaped in this instant moment into who we've always been, even when we get in our own way. The presence of God is fully orbed within each of us in this sacred now moment, being renewed and renewed again with each sacred inhalation and each opportunity on the exhale to release anything that's discordant with that unwavering truth within us. God is as I am now, allowing that to wash over consciousness, to steep into the physical body temple, to eradicate anything and everything that might want to say, yeah, but there's this, or oh, but there's that, or you don't understand, and to rest into the bigger picture and know that any of that we're gathering from the human experience, we've done by choice. God's idea is perfection and grace and ease and full expression of who we are on this planet. So I know today that we call this Easter, we call this Passover, and that the energetic of it, we can all agree, is rooted in a love that supersedes any of the experience that is of the human realm. Passover invites us to look at that no one is a stranger, because we are simply emanations of one another, ever aligned, never separated. Anything that wants to tell us that is an illusion. And so allowing the mind to release itself of any attachment to this idea of other, because there is no other, there is only one life. And as I affirm that, I know that that declaration that is rising in through and as me now stands on sacred ground. And it is from the Lord God of my being that declares permanent residence in this sacred ground that I speak this word today, knowing that Spirit has deemed it to be coming in through and as me now, not my idea, God's. Spirit's idea, calling us to a higher place where we get to stand on the realm of the Most High and view anything that's going on in this world of condition and effect as an illusion. We know better. And if we have to stand further back and higher up to have that clarity, we're willing to do it now. I am that I am. And nothing can stand against that. And so today I ask that we allow ourselves to embrace that blank canvas of consciousness with a sense of enthusiasm and a declared knowing that love is the divine alchemist and it can eradicate anything unlike it now, in this moment. So as each of us is willing to be that space for God to emanate in, through, and us, and where two or more and so many more are gathered, that we are aligned in a commitment to be that change that, as Gandhi says, we wish to see in the world. I am the source of all that I declare as possibility now. And so I give profound thanks for the opportunity to speak this word, for the privilege that it is to allow that is dictation through me to be made manifest now. And recognizing that Spirit has indeed gone before and making any apparent crooked path straight. Together, I know that in that unified oneness, we skip along that path of life with grace and ease and joy. And so from this consciousness of gratitude, recognizing that truth known on this deeper level cannot help but be manifested as an action of divine law. And so I celebrate that ahead of time, knowing that it's already done. God is, I am, and nothing can stand against that. And so if you're in agreement with that has been proclaimed today as divine ordinance, let us join together and simply say, and so it is. Amen. Namaste.
Yeah, powerful.
You're welcome.
Looking back over everything that's happened, looking back, it's so hard to take it in. If I've learned anything after everything that's happened, if I had it to do over, I'd do it all again. But now all that's done is done. I turn to face the sun and then I rise. Yesterday has been and gone. The promise of the sun calls me to rise. The earth is soft against my feet. The morning air is sweet and so I rise. Breeze upon my face, a caressing angel's grace. All that's done is done. The darkness fades to dawn and so I rise. Looking back at the heartache and the sorrow, looking back at the times when things were tough. Please forgive me, I'm sorry if I ever caused you pain. I did the best I could. I hope it was enough. Now all that's done is done. I turn to face the dawn and so I rise. There's nothing left to do and nowhere else to go, and so I rise like an eagle taking flight. I leap into the night and then I rise. Carried by the wind, feels like being born again. I ride the morning sun to the heavens, all is done, and so I rise. I can't believe it's come to this. Could it really be the end? But each end is a beginning, so I'll learn to live again. And I else to go, and so I rise like an eagle taking flight. I leap into the night, and so I rise, carried by the wind, feels like being born again. I ride the morning sun to the heavens, all is done, and so I rise. I rise. I rise.
Thank you, Al. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. So beautiful to see all your beautiful faces. What do you think so far? What about that prayer? What about that meditation? What about that beautiful song, I Rise? And isn't that what today is all about? Rising up. So I'm just really, I'm going to move this out of the way so I don't have double mic. So welcome to Easter Sunday. So I'm not going to go right into my talk because I wanted to talk about Easter Sunday and the traditions that we have. And I know in my house, somebody sent me this meme. There was a little girl sitting, and there was a little jar of Royal Crown, not the drink, but the hair grease, sitting by the stove with the straightening comb. I don't know about you, but that's what would happen in my family. Either I would get it done by my mom, or we'd go to some beauty salon and get it done. And then I could get all the curls that I want if I went to the beauty salon. And I used to trick my mom, so I would go, and she would tell the lady what she wanted, but I would tell her what I wanted. And I would always come back home with something different. I was teasing my husband this morning about, remember when the guys used to go get their hair cuts, and they would have on their Easter suits with the vest, and then we would stand in the yard, and we would take our pictures. And it was a great time of shopping because the girls would get their Easter bonnets, we would get new undergarments, we'd get that, it looks like a poncho, but it's actually a sweater, and you put your arms through. We were all decked out. All decked out for Easter. New shoes, new socks, the whole 9 yards. How many of you have traditions in your family that was kind of like that or maybe different? Okay, Mark, you raised your hand. What was the tradition in your family?
You want me to make one up or be honest?
I want you to be.
They're at the casino today. They're rising at the casino.
All right, I saw a hand over here. I saw some beautiful smiles. These two, okay, stand up.
When we were little, there was 8 children in our family, and only 2 times a year we'd get new clothes, and one was at Easter and one was at Christmas. We'd wear our bonnets and our gloves, our patent leather shoes, and have new clothes, new dresses. Every time Mom would get one of us ready, she'd tell us, sit on the couch. Don't go anywhere, don't move, sit on the couch. And then we'd all go to church.
Thank you. Pass it right next to you.
I have a similar story, preparing for Easter with the dresses, me and my sister, pretty dresses, the hair bonnets, the gloves. But not only was the dressing, preparing of the clothes, but also there was the Easter meal that my mom would prepare for us, where my grandmother would prepare for us, was the turkey, the dressing, greens. It was just like Christmas feast, pretty much so. So that was, Easter was all about the clothes and knowing you're gonna eat good, like for Christmas.
Anyone else? Shannon, did you have your hand up? No? Okay. Come on, I want to hear some male voices in the room.
Zach.
So I would wake up super early to find the basket that the Easter bunny hid somewhere. And then that was like the one day a year my whole family would go to church. And then afterwards, all the kids in the family would have an Easter egg hunt. So it was all about candy for me.
One more person.
Hi. My sister and I are a year apart, 13 months difference. Anyway, we are night and day different. And anybody that knows us recognizes that in about 5 minutes. So there was a part of me that really detested Easter. I'm going to be honest. My mother made much of our clothes growing up, and she always made us matching to the nth degree Easter outfits. And I'd stand there and I'd be like, because she was taller than me, though she was a year younger than me, which she always gloated over. And so she had a bigger size than I did, which when you're little is not good. Now it's like a really good thing. But I just remember, because I'm very unique in how I express when I dress, and the idea of having to share that with somebody else wasn't a good feeling for me. So I'm being honest. But my mom always made Easter a big deal. And we always had Easter baskets, and we always had eggs hidden. And this morning, the Easter bunny brought my mom a basket with a monkey. She loves stuffed monkeys, and peeps in it, which is what she loves. So it was just really nice to be able to give that back and keep that circle going. So thanks.
Thank you. Everybody let's just give it
Oh, sorry.
And it brings a smile to your face when you remember all those yummy traditions, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Okay. So today I have a joke. And the joke is, it's not a knock-knock joke, but it's an Easter joke. Happy the Easter. The Easter bunny just called. What did he say? What did he say? He said, that which you are seeking is found within. And then the spoiler alert is, it's way better than Peeps, and it's way better than chocolate eggs. So don't you want some of that? Don't you want to know more about that? Okay, so as you know, the Centers for Spiritual Living, they give us a global theme and they give us a suggested talk title. So the global theme is Living Everyday Wonder, and that's spread across all the centers. And so this idea of living in awe and wonder each and every day of our lives. But today's talk title is Reveal, Release, and Rise. And rise. Just like Al was singing in the song, Now I Rise. Beautiful song. I was singing it at home. I listened to it because I saw that you were going to sing it, so I listened to it. It's a gorgeous song. So when we reveal, and then it says we reveal, release, and we rise, and then we repeat. So we reveal, we release, and we rise again. So when we reveal, we are uncovering our inner truth and light. And we are recognizing that we are surrounded, filled up, and saturated by a power. Caitlin talked about that power in her prayer. Greater than we are, but it's within us, and we can use it. So it's greater than what we know out here, the world of effects, because it's all in here and we can use it. So it's asking us to consistently seek it out and reveal it, because when we do reveal it, it tells us who and whose we are. And then it brings us to the next R, which is release. And release is we release those opinions, those weighted opinions of ourselves. We release those resentments, those judgments. And if we have any unforgiveness, we release that as well. And it talked about the Holy Trinity, which is Father, Son, Holy Spirit. And these things that we need to release are considered the unholy Trinity, which is blame, shame, and regret. So we need to release blame, shame, and regret if we're holding on to things like that. And when we do that, we can reveal those spiritual gifts. And then the last R is rise up. Now, my husband always says, he used to tell me this all the time, R&R. You're doing R&R. And it was, you want to tell him what it is? Ripping and running. That's what he says. So when I say R&R, for my husband, it means ripping and running, because he was like, where you been? You've been ripping and running. Where you been today? You've been ripping and running all over the place. And my kids laugh at me about that. But this R is rise up, and Caitlin talked about love. And there's a song that it points to. It says, love lifts us up where we belong. And that is the truth. Truth lifts us up where we belong. So we come here on Sundays to hear and reveal the truth. We go in our studies and our classes to hear and reveal the truth of our being. So Emma Curtis Hopkins talks about we choose to think and create from the upper room, and that is the upper room of our consciousness. And so I talked about one time, a little while ago, about seeing things from that upper room, that higher consciousness, like looking down from a summit, a peak, and looking down and knowing the truth. Not looking at the world of effects, but looking down from that and knowing who's and who we are. The truth of our being. And so we live above and beyond precedent when we do that. And we all know what precedent is, what has been, and it continues, but we don't want to live in precedent. So we move from that. And Mark talked about it in one of his talks, and we build a relationship with the divine. And we ooh and ah in that relationship of the divine. You know how it feels when you get into a new relationship and everything is all yummy and we're just in ooh and ah and over that person or that thing or whatever it is. So we want to form a relationship with the divine like that as well, where we can ooh and ah and be in love. Be in love. What does it feel like to be in love? So in Science of Mind, I always go back to spiritual principles. So the principle of Science of Mind says, we believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. We rise up in our consciousness of heaven, not a geographical location, but the heaven within. And we recognize it through our intentions, and it is revealed to us. So heaven can be here and now in each and all of our lives. And let's stop thinking that we have somewhere to go. If we're going to go somewhere, let's just go within. So how can we experience the kingdom of heaven within us if it is buried under layers of anger, victimhood, or if we're feeling crucified? So how can we get out of that unholy trinity of blame, shame, and regret? So we can feel this heaven, so we can experience this heaven within. So we have this beautiful picture of Jesus over here in the corner. And a lot of times in our teachings and in our philosophy and in our centers, we avoid the discussion of Jesus, the Christ. But what I want to tell you is that Ernest Holmes, our founder, in our Science of Mind textbook, from page 427 to page 482, is all about Jesus, the Christ consciousness. So if it's in our textbook, you must want us to look and dive deeper into the teachings of Jesus as the way shore. Jesus is the way shore. He is the great example that we should be living our lives. If you choose to, I can't tell you how to live your life. If you choose to, live by the teachings of Jesus, that compassion, that love for all. So, rising up is a gift that we give ourselves. So we can live beyond our stones and our barriers, or we can choose by choosing to reveal and release the hidden splendor that is within us. And that hidden splendor that is within us is that God self, the gifts that we have, that love that we have. So, we talk about spiritual gifts, and we talk about when we say God is and I am. So everything that we say God is, we know that that's true for ourselves, right? That's true for ourselves. So this is how we need to bring that splendor outward so we can see it and other people can recognize that splendor within us. We need to set aside the barriers and fears and doubts so we can give life and be joyful in our lives. So let's release and let go of all those ideas. Terry Cole Whitaker had a book called What You Think of Me Is None of My Business. None of my business. It's what I think of myself. It's what God thinks of me. It's that God within me and what God thinks. So living life in touch with divine spirit lets us see the light that is living within us, the light of our being. And so there is a quote by Bell Hooks that says, that light is a resurrecting life force. And it's all about love. So we need to be living beyond judgments. And we need to be living beyond limited thinkings. And we need to be living beyond that egoic self. And so when we live beyond that, we can experience peace, both within and without. So this is, as I stand up here before you and give this talk, it's so important that we get it. We give these practical tools to live by, and it's so important that we take hold to what, like the rock said, can you smell what did he say? Can you smell what I'm giving or smell what I'm preaching? What does he say? Yes. Can you smell what the rock is cooking? But back to this idea of rising up. So today, it's a big Christian holiday where they celebrate the resurrection of Jesus from the tomb, so moving that tomb away. But metaphysically, we know that the resurrection is the lifting up of the wholeness of ourselves, man, woman, whatever your gender expression is. It's the lifting up of that into our wholeness and our fullness and stepping into that Christ consciousness. We know that we are whole and we are spirit, soul, and body. The resurrection lifts us from the faculties of the mind until they conform to the absolute idea of the divine mind. So that's what we're doing. We're lifting up. And we're going into and adopting and just knowing and fulfilling and just being in that yummy Christ consciousness. That is what this is asking us to do today. And if we shift our understanding, then we move that tomb like Jesus. They said when the tomb was rolled away. So that's what we're rolling away. We're rolling away all that doubt. And we're stepping into that consciousness, that deep consciousness of spirit. So I have another saying by the mystic Dolly Parton. And so when we find ourselves in that first kingdom consciousness. And we're down there in the doom and the gloom, and we're in, in our feelings and in that mud and muck. And, Dolly says, get off the cross. Somebody else needs the wood. That's funny. Get off the cross, honey. Somebody else needs the wood. So release that what is needed to release that which needs to be let go. Reconcile or simply turn away from it. Let it go. There's a song, let it go, let it go. It's a Disney song. Be willing to forgive and see from a higher view. And the way you do that, you can call a practitioner. You can call a minister. So what I'd like to do right now is have the practitioners in the room, please stand. The ministers in the room, please stand. I see a reluctant one standing back there. If you are a practitioner or if you are a minister, you should be on your feet. Look around you. Look around you. Beautiful, beautiful. You may sit down. But these are the people who know the truth of your being, even if you don't know it for yourselves. They can hold you in that high light, that high consciousness, until you can arrive there yourself. We just had a foundations class as well. Say it again. And we had some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful experiences in that. And I like those people to stand too. Because what they're doing, thank you, thank you, thank you. So these are the people that are learning, and I mean, we're all learning, but they stepped into this beautiful class facilitated by Brother Mark and Yvonne from the Beaumont Center. And I came on the last day, and I was blown away. I was blown away by the consciousness, the pure consciousness of beauty and love that surrounded the room. And also, I'm going to ask Brother Mark to come up right now because he has something to give to someone. I changed my mind. Come on up now. I'm going to step aside.
Right now?
Just that one.
I was going to get permission first. Would you be okay if we share, Zach? Yeah? Yeah? All right. So in the workshop, right, we did a 5-step of affirmative prayer workshop. And for those of you who haven't seen it, you can watch it online. You can sign up to get our e-blast, and David, our beautiful technician, created a link. So I invite everybody to watch it online. You can scroll past, but I don't want you to. I want you to see the whole thing and see how all the steps unfold. And then, do you want me to just share this?
Yes.
Okay. Each one? We're going to read it?
Well, this is for Zach.
I know. Are we just giving it to Zach, or are we going to read it?
We're going to read it.
Okay,
Zach,
so-
we're gonna put you on the spot.
All right, so we know, so Zach had experienced a pretty awful wreck. His car collided with a semi-truck and was totaled, and he's still here as a hermetically sealed miracle as he rises up today. And I'll tell you, when somebody asks about prayer, like if they say they would like a prayer, we were always taught to do it immediately. And that's maybe one of the reasons why, right? And when you see some of us are up here leading meditations, and sometimes I'll do this circle with my hands. Did anybody ever see that? It's hermetically sealing each person here and each person who's watching remotely with this love intelligence. And so on that day of the workshop, we did a treatment without Zach's permission. I'm securing it today. And it went, I know that there's one absolute power, that Zachariah is one with that power and presence. I know that Zach is whole, perfect, and complete. I am thankful that Zach is surrounded by peace and wholeness. I'm going to add love and healing and ease and recovery in all things, love and understanding. And with a grateful heart, together we say,
And so it is. Thank you, Brother Mark. Thank you very much. We're going to give that to you, Zach. We just wanted to share that with you because that's what we do here. We love on you. And if something happens in your life where you need extra support, we are here for you. We are here to do that. Zach, I hope we didn't embarrass you. You're welcome. So that's what Brother Mark said when he was taught, and we were all taught that we pray on the spot in the moment that we're asked or if something comes up. And that's where the power is. The power is in the now. So today we rise up. We rise up. We reveal, we release, and we reveal, we release, and we rise and we repeat. We must be willing to get uncomfortable because discomfort is a path of growth. So anytime that you're uncomfortable, it's asking you to rise up out of that situation. It's giving you the opportunity to grow from where you stand to a higher place, a place of high on that summit. It's beckoning you to do that. So what we can do in our daily practice is we can do our daily contemplations, we can do our meditations, we can anchor into creating this deep consciousness with the God presence by going into meditation, by listening, by going to a practitioner, by being in service as well. I always heard Jean say, service, service, service. She loves service. And we can raise our consciousness and our vibration and rise from that place that we find ourselves in by rising up to do service, to do something for someone else. We can rise up and let go of our fears, stepping into the fullness of God. So I have one more story for you. I'm going to read it to you. So in the early 20th century, Jews from Eastern Europe were fleeing religious persecution. And so they immigrated to the United States in large numbers. And one family by the name of Karnowski, they came from Lithuania. And after the hardship of their journey and the fears about clearing Ellis Islands, their hearts were open and full with compassion for others who might be struggling even more than they had. They had a heart of compassion, and they had a heart of love. So one day, the family saw a 7-year-old boy, and he was all alone. He was hungry and desperate. So they brought him into their home for a little bit so he could get some respite. Some respite from those harsh streets. So he stayed and spent the night with the Jewish family, and for the first time in his life, he was treated with kindness and tenderness. So when he went to bed that night, Mrs. Karnowski sang him Russian lullabies, and he sang them to her, which he also learned and sang back. Later, he learned to play several instruments, and he learned to sing a lot of Jewish songs, and he was kind of adopted by this family. So when he was growing up, Mr. Karnowski gave him money to buy his first instrument, his first musical instrument. And I guess that's the custom in the Jewish families. So later when he became a professional musician and composer, he used those same Jewish melodies in his compositions, such as St. James Hospital and Go Down Moses. The little boy grew up to write a book about his Jewish family, who adopted him in 1907. And he proudly and frequently spoke Yiddish. In memory of his family, and until the end of his life, he wore the Star of David, which you'll see back on that sign. It's right in the center, if you look over there. So he wore the Star of David. And that was to to recognize and love his Jewish family. And so what he said was, in this family, he learned to live a real life, and he learned determination. And the little boy's name was Louis Armstrong. So this week I challenge you to create a new and transcendent narrative for your own life. Put down the cross. Rise up out of your fears. Rise up out of whatever situation you find yourself into. Find the opportunity within that situation to rise up like Jesus did. Every step we take in growing in our awareness of God and our awareness of our oneness with God will lead us further and further from the familiar, comfortable realm. Outside of that, we need to get outside of that scary and unpredictable and nerve-wracking place, and we need to become one with the divine and live in that pure spirit that is wanting us to reveal the truth of our being. We need to release our blocks, and we need to rise up. And then we need to do it again if it comes up again. So I'm going to invite Al to play us some music, and then we'll invite our next announcements up. Thank you. And then I'll pray. I'll do a healing prayer after that.
We get some great words here, don't we? From our practitioners, from our reverends. They're laying down some truth on you. And I got to tell you, when you go out there this week, you're going to hear some nonsense. And I know that because you hear it every week. My whole life, the nicest guys always finish last. Look out for yourself, they say. The golden rule is just a thing of the past. People say fighting dirty is the only game that the world's gonna understand. But not me, not today. 'Cause that's not the way that I play. I say love wins. Love wins, yeah. You can cheat, you can lie, but by and by, love wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins, can you do that with me? Love wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins. I hear it's a real cruel world. I read the same morning paper as you. They say these are real hard times. Some people never even make it through. Well, it seems like the devil's working overtime and that he's got the upper hand. But hold on, take a look, 'cause I read the end of the book and I know that love wins. Love wins, yeah. Better listen, my friend, 'cause in the end, love wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins. Love wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins, wins. Call me naive, call me a fool. I still believe that love is gonna rule. Love wins, wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins, yeah, yeah. You can do it with me. Love wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins, yeah, yeah. One more time. Love wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins. Woo!
Thank you, Al. Hello again. The 2022 Redlands Bicycle Classic will take place from April 20th through the 24th, and you still have time to volunteer. So please see Eileen Swenson right there
Right there.
for further information on that. We need 11 more people to please subscribe today to create our own YouTube channel. If you enjoy our teachings and our services, please ask your family, your friends, anybody, your neighbors' to subscribe. The address is www.cslredlands.org/YouTube. Congratulations once again to the 8 amazing students that graduated from the Foundations of the Science of Mind course on Monday evening. They are Eileen Swinson,
Eileen! Woo, 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 woo.
Carla Sheridan,
Woo!
Richard Borges.
Richard's not here today, but
He's not here today, but wherever you are, Richard, congrats. Zachariah Warren. Eva Spiritos. Shannon Collins. Mary Jo Morris, who's on our board as well. And Berlin Garcia. A big thank you to the facilitators, Yvonne Fowler, and of course, Brother Mark.
Brother Mark.
Our next mantra meditation, facilitated by Flowing River, will be held in the sanctuary on Saturday, April 23rd at 11 a.m. following service. Or no, that's Saturday, never mind. Come and experience this authentic spiritual practice from the East. Love donations are all welcome. National Day of Prayer. The Mayor Prayer Breakfast is on Thursday, May 5th at 7 a.m. And that's going to be held at the UC Redlands Orton Center. Tickets are $12 each for 16 seats that are available. The sign-up sheet is on the side table over there. And our 13th annual Redlands Day of Service is on Saturday, May 7th at 9 a.m. Well, the sign-up sheet is in the back of the sanctuary. And CSL Redlands to help with project State Street Planters. Let's show support for our community. Sign-up sheet is on the side table. Special thanks for joining us this morning in our sanctuary, and we also appreciate, of course, everyone who's watching via Facebook and online. Send us a note in the chat room, please, with who you are, what city you're from, and where you're watching. And you are magnificent and loved, and just remember that right where you are, God is, and all is well. And have a beautiful week. Thank you.
I'll ask Brother Mark to come up, please.
It's more nerve-wracking not having the microphone and not knowing when you're coming up. I like it. What do we do in the affirmations?
Well, I thought you'd do your offering.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do. Hey, you have the floor.
Where's the affirmations?
He has the floor.
All right, let's do it. Well, We know everybody's favorite part's the offering. So we're going to do the affirmations first. How about that?
Okay. Keep turning.
Keep going?
Turning.
Journey?
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. What do you do?
I brought some too.
You did?
I brought some Easter ones.
Oh, so if you want to do that, and then here they are.
There's a lot of them.
Well, do what you want.
Ooh, these are good. So, okay, here we go. So, affirmation statement. Let me just read this through a little bit, and then we'll do some affirmations together. Does that sound good for everybody?
Yes.
Jesus prayed that all might come to see the unity of life, that they may be one, even as we are one, was his prayer as he neared the completion of his great work. The prayer that enabled those closest to him to understand the unity of spirit in which man clearly recognizes his oneness with his Creator and with all creation. All mystics have sensed that we live in one life. In him, we live and move and have our being. The unity of good is a revelation of the greatest importance, for it teaches us that we are one with the whole and one with each other. The fatherhood of God and the actual brotherhood of man will be made apparent on earth to the degree that man realizes true unity. And so let's affirm together. I'm going to read it, and I only want you to repeat affirmations if you actually believe them. Okay, so if you need to alter a word, you can do that. I am ready to rise up and step into my power. Yes, I am. I am ready to rise up and step into my power. Yes, I am. Daily I rise in wonder, gratitude, power, and glory.
Daily I rise in wonder, gratitude,
Power and glory. All right. And I'm going to do some Easter ones.
Okay.
As I celebrate the miracle of resurrection,
as I celebrate the miracle of resurrection,
I recognize the miracles in my own life today.
I recognize the miracles in my own life today.
Rebirth and renewal.
Rebirth and renewal.
Ignite new hope in my life.
Ignite new hope in my life.
Now.
Today
I remember
that
life is eternal.
That life is eternal.
God's love flows through my entire being.
God loves flows through my entire being.
Each and every moment.
Each and every moment.
All day long.
All day long.
Let's just feel that one again. God's love.
God's love.
Feel that when you're saying it. Flows through my entire being.
Flows through my entire being.
Breathe it in. Each and every moment.
Each and every moment.
All day long.
All day long.
All right. The force that ignited the universe.
The force that united the universe.
And breathes life into it.
And breathes life into it.
Lives within me.
Lives within me.
Look at somebody and says, lives within you.
Lives within you.
Right now.
Right now.
And the final one, I stand.
I stand.
As a vessel for freedom.
As a vessel for freedom.
And liberation.
And liberation.
And peace.
And peace.
For all.
For all.
Of my brothers and sisters.
Of my brothers and sisters.
Worldwide.
Worldwide.
And so it is.
And so it is.
All right. So now we'll do the affirmation, the offertory?
Offertory.
All right, offertory it is. Everybody ready? Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to play some jingles. I invite you to take your tithes and your gifts and your offerings. And if it feels good to you, you may place them on your heart. And just know that this power and presence that created everything, created the sustenance, supply, goodness that we experience in our lives. Didn't anybody do that when you were growing up and you're at church and I was at the Armenian church and my family would all pass money. So we just take our tithes and our gifts and our offerings and we cover them over our heart as we say together, from the love of pure spirit within me.
From the love of pure spirit within
I bless
me.
this gift.
I bless this gift.
I send it forth.
I send it forth.
To heal and bless and prosper.
To heal and bless and prosper.
It is evidence of my faith.
It is evident of my faith.
And my belief.
And my belief.
It does great work in the world.
It does great work in the world.
And it returns to me.
And it returns to me.
Multiplied abundantly.
Multiplied abundantly.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Fill my cup, let it overflow. Fill my cup, let it overflow. Fill my cup, let it overflow. Let it overflow with love. Fill my cup, let it overflow. Fill my cup, let it overflow. Fill my cup, let it overflow. Let it overflow with love. Let it overflow with love.
And the ushers are coming back up. And I just invite everybody to outstretch your hands and know that CSL Redlands is an idea in the mind of God and therefore is maintained and sustained for all of its needs to be met on time, every time. Doesn't that feel good to say and know? So let's together affirm that this and so much more we shall do.
This is so much more we shall do.
And together we say, and so it is. And so if those of you who are watching remotely, you can click on the Donate Now button on the link in front of you. Just click on Donate Now. Hold on, don't worry, come on. And we're going to show what the kids created today. Does that sound good? Yes. Do you guys want to introduce yourself?
Do we have a microphone,
We'll
David?
use this one.
Oh, okay, we have one. We have one.
You want to show your drawing? Here you go. Happy Easter, you guys. Hold it. You want to show? There we go.
What's your name?
Havana.
Havana.
You want to show your drawing?
This is my drawing.
Yay. You want to say your name? No? Do you want to say his name? Say it. Come see. Come over here. There, show it. Thank you guys. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. Sonja said we got to bring back the kids, right?
Got to bring back the kids. So everybody, well, the people who have eggs, have you opened your egg? Yes, yes.
Today's the final day for collecting donations for the Ukrainian aid project. There's a church in LA sending a plane over to the Ukraine. And we will prove easily 2 cars full of it. So if anyone does have any donation, please see us out.
Okay, yeah. So we have some examples. We're going to bring them out.
Shannon, can you come pick up this mic, please?
But you can do it at your seat.
They were looking for hand knitted items, right?
Hand knitted items.
We posted in our community where we live, and somebody made all these. Take it out. You want to take some out and show? These are scarves and blankets for babies and the women. They're going to take them to Poland for the people who went to Poland from the Ukraine.
Look how beautiful that is. Look how beautiful this is. Wow.
And then there's a whole bag of scarves.
So the items will be transported to Poland and Hungary. And then there's a group of, I believe, they're Jesuit brothers that will transport them where they're needed.
Thank you. What are we doing next? I forget. Oh, affirmations. Now, we did affirmations, but in your eggs, there are affirmation statements. And candy. So Shannon's going to read hers.
My ability to conquer my challenges is limitless. My potential to succeed is infinite.
All right. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Anybody else feel the urge to share their affirmations? You can. Iris, you want to share yours? The same one.
My ability to conquer my challenges is limitless. My potential to succeed is infinite.
All right. Anyone have one? Anyone have a different one they want to read?
Over here.
Eileen has one.
I'm talking over my candy. I am guided in my every step by Spirit who leads me towards what I must know and do.
All right, all right. Okay, I'd like to invite Reverend Suzanne. Reverend Suzanne, you're going to share yours.
Thank you. We're going to do ours as a team because we both have the same one.
Okay, let's read them together.
I embrace change seamlessly and rise to opportunities it presents.
All right. All right. Caitlin, can I get Caitlin to come up? Reverend Susanna, I invite you to come up. Joe, I invite you to come up. Daryl, I invite you to come up.
I have to stand back and pull my tights.
Okay.
I'm having a human moment.
Did I miss any other practitioners or ministers? I think so. So as we come together in prayer, with this beautiful prayer, this is a wall of prayer that we extend out to this community. And we extend it out, this community right here, all of you, to your families, and your children, and your children's children. This is a blessing. Sometimes I get where I don't have the word to express what I feel inside. But I know that there is a power and there is a presence. That is God, the living Spirit Almighty. Because I know that as I look outside and I look at the beautiful trees and I look at the mountains in the backdrop and I look at the animals and I know that everything was created out of the one. That one power and that one Spirit. And I know that all the beauty and the love and the compassion is in me, as me. So I am the expression of God, living as Sonja. Brother Mark is the expression of God, living as Brother Mark. Joe, Caitlin, Reverend Suzanne, Daryl, and each and every one of you. So as we form this prayer circle, this wall of prayer, I hope you can feel the vibration of our love and our compassion that is for you. And so I ask each one of us to just speak a word into this room. And I'll start with Joe. If you just speak a word.
Love.
Speaking a word of love.
Mercy.
Peace.
Gratitude.
And wisdom.
Pass it back again. Each one you say another word. One more word.
Grace.
Truth.
Spirit divine.
Self-resurrection. Joy. Thanksgiving. healing,
Unity of life.
Bounty.
peace,
abundance and prosperity,
faith,
Divine harmony.
Truth.
gratitude,
Compassion.
And so I just invite you to place your hand on your heart, and if you would, the other hand behind the cradle of your back of your neck or your head. And just breathe in that you are divinely held whole. Anything that you brought in today that is in need of a correction, meaning an adjustment, an alignment to the highest idea, of the highest vibration of who you are. I know it is given. The universe only knows to say yes. The divine only knows to say yes. And there is a self-resurrection happening for each of us individually and all of us collectively. We also proclaim the peace that passes human understanding for our brothers and sisters in the Ukraine, in Morocco, and Africa, and anywhere where there's conflict. So let's together just see the center of our center, not only our individual center as our body temple, but our spiritual center. Just see this peace expand. See it rise through the top of the sanctuary roof. And let it reach all the borders of the Ukraine, from the north to the south, to the east to the west, so that only peace may enter. That all weapons are disabled and destroyed. Any convoys simply turn around. Any soldiers simply call home and ask, how and why were we here, and how do you get me back home? Let there be peace on earth. And that peace begins with me. That peace begins with you. And so let's see ourselves as a spiritual chain reaction for this peace. Allow it to magnify. Allow it to grow. Allow it to maintain and sustain, for all needs to be met, for each of us individually and all of us collectively, as we unite to build a world that simply works for everyone. And so how grateful I am to Sonja and Caitlin and all the reverends and ministers up here today. And go ahead, finish this out.
Just in gratitude and remembrance of who and whose we are. Today we reveal, we release, and we rise. And we repeat. We reveal, we release, and we rise.
And how good it is to be in a church that uses the word yummy in connection with Christ consciousness.
And anybody feel so moved to say anything, something else? Joy. Reverend Suzanne wants to say and send joy. Joy. Joy, and let it be so. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. Rise up, everybody. We have one more thing that we're going to do. We have our hats.
You want to do it on camera?
No, I mean, it just depends on how people feel. Oh, we'll wait to close the song. I forgot. Yes. Go ahead, Al. Go ahead, do your thing.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. shine, let it 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 shine. How about a hand for Valerie?
All right.
Nice job.
And we want to acknowledge Victoria. Right, Victoria? Oh, Valerie.
Valerie.
No, it's not okay. Valerie.
Valerie's our soloist today, and she practiced with Al this morning, and I think Gilman recognized and brought her in. So we are so happy to have your beautiful voice, your beautiful consciousness here with us today. Thank you so much.
Oh, Easter Bonnet Parade. Everybody, if you brought a hat for the Easter Parade, to go grab it. I think so, because you mentioned that. Oh. I like being on camera. Okay. It's okay. Keep it going.
On camera.
What'd you say?
It's off, right?
Okay.
Can I have him mark me?